I look like a complete nerd with these glasses and my hair flowing like this and this bandana. But look at me already with my notes and using all the practice that I've had over the years by participating in debate competitions back in my school days for a very interesting hot take on probably the most trending topic of our country right now. Let's talk about the most lavish and extravagant and quite possibly the wedding of the century, the Ambani wedding. You have to be living under a rock, especially as an Indian, if you haven't been continuously flashed by their celebrations wherever you look for the past year or so. I mean, how many pre wedding celebrations have they had at this point? I've completely lost count. If I'm being honest, it feels like I have personally attended their wedding, and I don't even remember seeing so much of my relatives' weddings where I was actually present compared to how much I've seen from this wedding. I'm genuinely impressed by how many VIPs actually did attend the celebration, and from a viewer's point of view, all of this has been quite a treat to watch. If nothing else, this wedding definitely did prove one point which has been known to mankind for the longest possible time: money talks. From getting all the three Khans to dance on a single stage which has never been seen before, to getting people from all over the world of such high political influence. It's very, very impressive. I have to give them that. So today I thought I'll deep dive into how the internet has reacted to this whole flashy display of wealth all over the world and give my 2 cents on how I feel about the same. Now, I'm not in the least bit surprised that they decided to make this wedding this big of an affair. Because let's be honest, if anyone can do this, especially in India, it's the Ambanis. A simple Google search tells me that Mukesh Ambani's net worth is somewhere around 123 billion USD, and that's the amount of money my brain can't even process or quantify. Another simple Google search tells me that the entire expenditure for this wedding was somewhere around 5,000 crore rupees, not USD, which is only around 0.5% of their entire net worth. Even if that's not accurate, I don't think that the entire expenditure could have been more than 1% of their net worth. And I somehow see like both sides of the coin as to like why people are upset and also why people shouldn't be upset. And personally, I'm more inclined towards why they shouldn't be getting that much hate. Let's first acknowledge what was it about the wedding that is making so many people upset. Many say that they could have given all this money to charity or done something for the betterment of the country, for the common man. But who's to say that they're not doing that already? I mean, I'm very sure that they are part of a lot of charity events and are already doing so much for so many people. Now people can argue that they can do a lot more, but they're not. Well, it's their money. They can decide what to do with it. And if you're not aware, they even organized a mass wedding function as a part of their own wedding celebrations for around 50 underprivileged couples. Show off or not, I still think it's a very good gesture. People also complained about how the roads were all blocked in some parts of Mumbai because of the wedding. And now, see, I understand it is very inconvenient for the common man, but you know what? Things like these happen every day in India. Like, there was just this barat the other day going from the main road in front of my house, and they literally stopped the traffic for more than an hour. They had blocked the entire road. So if they can do it, why can't the Ambanis? And especially with so many VIP people attending the event, it was needed as a security measure. And don't confuse this with me supporting this kind of behavior. Be it the common man or be it the Ambanis, I don't support blocking the roads. But it happens everywhere. So you cannot say that the Ambanis did that when every wedding does this. Many others were also upset about the influencers being invited. They were saying that they're not actual A-listers, right? I mean, yeah. And I think that at this point, most of us are only jealous that we didn't get an invite. I mean, I'm not. I totally am. But you all definitely are. I also saw a bunch of influencers saying things like, I didn't go because I don't personally know them, okay? And nobody forced you to go. You were just given an invitation, you could go or you could choose not to. And then they were also saying things like they were paid to go, that's why they all went. I mean, as if I'm supposed to be surprised by that fact. Of course, I don't think that the Ambanis know all these influencers. And I mean, if I could afford to, I would personally pay to attend that event because it looked like something out of this world that I've never seen before. show. It genuinely felt like a Met Gala or some award function, and I would just attend for that. Dress up, eat, get private concerts by celebrities, and get so much more clout for free? Why not? And speaking of, I don't know who they are, so why should I go? Do you think that the Kardashians know the Ambanis? I do have to say though that Khloe Kardashian looked stunning in Indian traditional outfits. Kim, on the other hand, was totally on brand with her showing too much skin, which does not completely go with the Indian attire, but okay, it is what it is. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone who has a problem with this is actually just complaining about a father spending what? 0.5% of his wealth on his own son's wedding? Is that a crime to do? Would you like it if a random stranger walked up to you and said, "Why are you wearing those Nike shoes? You could have donated that much money to the poor instead." We live in a society where we criticize a multi-billionaire spending this much, a very minuscule fraction of his wealth, on his own son's wedding, and then would proceed to ask dowry from a girl's parents who are probably going to spend their entire life savings trying to pay for the same. And not enough people talk about that. It doesn't even bother me anymore how much one single outfit of Neeta Ambani costs anymore, because that's an insane amount of money that my brain can't even make sense of. I can't imagine a life with that much money. What I do know for sure is that if I get hold of one of her outfits, I can live comfortably for the rest of my life. And honestly, if I had that kind of money, I'd flaunt it too. The only inconvenience that this wedding caused me as a non-resident of Mumbai is how I was forced to watch their celebrations so closely. Whenever I opened up social media, it felt like I was literally present at the wedding. Even if I wanted to consume other forms of content, I couldn't anymore because that's all there is on the internet right now. Seems like I got paid by the Ambanis to make this video, but trust me, if I were, I wouldn't be sitting on this chair, but probably would be sitting on a gold throne right now. Then there were also some people who were like making fun of Anant Ambani by like body shaming him, or also making fun of Radhika Merchant for being a gold digger because he's the Ambani's son. I mean, I don't believe that to be true for two reasons. One would be that they have been together for the longest possible time, so it is love. But the second thing, which most of you are arguing, is that because she always knew that he's the Ambani's son, so she pretends to be in love with him and all. But honestly, she is rich herself. She's the daughter of the CEO of Encore Healthcare. And I don't exactly remember the net worth of her father, but she's also rich. So I don't think she really needs to pretend or go after someone's money when she already has enough for herself. See, all things being said, I still understand why some would perceive all of this as rubbing wealth in the common man's face, and how it also feels unfair that the rich get to be so rich and then there's also so many poor people in the country. I understand the sentiment, but he's a businessman like all others, and if you don't want to support him, then stop buying all these Jio SIMs and all these Jio services. I'm just kidding. I truly see this as a celebration of his son's wedding and also a way to expand his business. I mean, why do you think so many people were invited internationally? What I think about it is that he's just trying to spread the word about his business to the international platform. Everyone who was invited, like, I'm sure he didn't know all of them personally and vice versa, but they're definitely going to talk about it when they go home, right? I already saw so many talk shows from outside the country talking about this Indian billionaire wedding, and it's perfectly working how he wanted it to. So all I see is a businessman trying to expand his business. Is that a crime? Also, with all these influencers getting an invite, getting this private concert, do you not think that it's a great publicity thing for them? All these influencers attended the wedding, they showed vlogs and bits and clips of the entire event and only talking good about him. That's all the publicity that he needs. He knows what to do, and you can hate him completely for a multitude of reasons for how his business model works, but all I see is literally a businessman trying to make his business more popular and liked by other people. There's nothing wrong about that. So I guess this is all I wanted to talk about. If my opinion offends you, or if you have a completely different opinion on this matter, it's okay. Your opinion is just as valuable as mine. It's worth nothing. That's all from me for this whole matter. If there's anything that I want from my life right now, is that in my rebirth, I want to be born as Radhika and Anand's grandchild. That's all. Okay, bye bye. Said I was falling when my phone come to me like a song. I'd probably be sitting on like an iron throne.